Vizio's new OLED TV has a bunch of great gaming features, from 2 HDMI 2.1 ports to 120Hz panel to FreeSync and VRR support, as well as really low input lag. But it also has a few issues that need addressing, and in this video we're going to test its gaming performance both with the Xbox One X and my gaming PC, so stick around. Hey guys, it's the Villaman here, home theater enthusiast and lover of all things tech, and so far I've made a bunch of videos on Vizio's new OLED TV, videos on Vizios. But so far I haven't made one about its gaming performance, so that's exactly what we're doing today. Now the TV supports both VRR and FreeSync as of its latest firmware update, but some people have reported having issues with that. But in this video I'll let you know my experience, which you'll see for yourself. So without further ado, let's get into it. Get over here! The first thing you notice when playing this game on this TV is the contrast. It's really pronounced and the colors also are really vivid. It definitely doesn't have a washed out looking game mode. Okay, so this robot's gonna be a jerk, but I know exactly how to deal with it. The game is set to performance mode, so it's being rendered at a 1080p resolution but at 60 frames per second, and it's definitely smooth and there isn't a bit of tearing. I'm keeping an eye out for any ghosting that might happen, but I haven't seen anything so far either. If you look at the black level performance, there's definitely a lot of details in the shadows. You can see pretty much everything. As you can see, I'm moving a lot, but there isn't even the slightest hint of judder.
Why did I pick a death sphere? This pleasure sphere is useless. Oh, tell you what, I'll play some music to get you.
Oh, it's like that? Even in an absolutely crazy scene like this, there isn't any slowdown, so the VRR/FreeSync is definitely doing its job. It's really so refreshing to play with FreeSync or VRR because it makes the gaming experience so much smoother than it used to be. We've all seen when games slow down because things get really crazy on screen and we have to have drop frames, but the TV adjusts with it now, so the gaming still remains smooth and there isn't any tearing either.
If I stab you, Reese, you better believe it'll be right in the chest, because that's what pros do.
The dialogue in this game is so crazy. OLED TVs definitely aren't the brightest TVs out there, but the contrast performance coupled with the specular highlights that I'm seeing are really good. They look really good.
When you're getting shot at.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Well, this looks menacing. Am I even doing any damage right now? I don't feel like I am because he has 3 health bars. Crap, I gotta find somebody that's easy to kill right now. Boom.
Grab the fragment.
There is no obligation for the universe to make sense to you.
Attack commence. Capture objective A.
Activating the barrier.
Overwatch is a pretty fun game which I just recently started playing, even though I've had it for a long time on my PS4, but I just started playing it on PC just because I've been doing the tests on these TVs and it's safe to say that I'm addicted. It's really fast paced, colorful, and my graphics card can render it pretty easily, so I can test high frame rates with it at high resolution, so it's like a win-win for this situation. You can actually see the FPS in the top left hand corner of the screen. Even though it says it's being rendered at over 80 frames per second on average, the TV is only displaying 60 of those frames because you can't display over 60 frames per second at 4K with HDR with a HDMI 2.0 graphics card like my Vega 64. There are 3 main types of characters: the tank, which basically leads the charge, and the DPS or damage per second, which does the damage, and then there's support for healing. I mainly play the tank because I like this character, Sigma, the scientist, driven insane. You may have noticed the tearing that's happening from time to time, and I do have FreeSync enabled, but I've seen that happening on other TVs I've tested and also my PC monitor, so it's definitely have to do more with my graphics card than the TV at this point.
Start the payload.
Fatal emotion.
Wait, why is no one moving the payload? You have to be on the payload for it to move, and everybody's out in front and nobody's moving the payload. Everybody wants to be a cowboy. Come on, if this was golf, that would have been a hole-in-one.
Rocket barrage incoming.
She felt like a sack of potatoes. All the sound you're hearing right now is from the TV itself, and it sounds okay. It's not amazing. The low end sound you can hear whenever my projectiles connect with something, you can hear it explode, and it does better in the mids and highs than it does in the low end. It doesn't have much of a presence, but it's not the worst. It's definitely fine for regular TV watching or some casual gaming, but if you are serious and want an immersive experience, you'll definitely need an external sound system, whether a soundbar or dedicated speakers. Sit down, McCree. Boulder to the face. Here we are again with nobody moving the payload.
I have secured the payload. Let's move.
She revived him again. That's like the 4th time. And she did it so fast too. I mean, that's what she's supposed to do, but come on, man, it's too much. She deserves this because she did a really good job, as annoying as it was. So it's safe to say that my TV isn't experiencing the raised black levels that some people are experiencing when they enable VRR, so that is interesting. But what I did experience as far as a refresh rate issue is the lack of 120 Hz support for anything above 1080p. Now, all the resolutions below 1080p had refresh rates all the way up to 120 Hz, but once you pass that resolution, so 1440p or 4K, 120 Hz was just not available. And I know I have a HDMI 2.0 graphics card, the Vega 64, so it wouldn't support 4K at 120 with HDR, but it would support 1440p at 120 with HDR, but that option was not available, which is very strange. And Vizio specs say that the VRR range for the TV is 40 Hz to 120 Hz, but when I went into the AMD control panel, it started at 48 Hz. So for my test with Overwatch, it ranged the VRR or the FreeSync range from 48 Hz to 60 Hz, so just 12. So they will definitely need to address that with any new firmware that they push out to users to fix the issues that they're experiencing. That said, having VRR enabled on the Xbox One X was a very smooth experience. The gameplay was just so fluid. I didn't experience any slowdown even when the action on screen got really hectic, as you may have seen. So one would say that it's working as intended. But on the PC side, even though the graphics card was rendering the frames faster than the TV's refresh rate, there was still some tearing, but I think that was mainly caused by my graphics card because I've experienced that issue on other displays, not just this one, so I think it was due to that graphics card. But PC gaming with the TV was extremely responsive because of the low input lag. How low is the input lag, you say? Well, it's very comparable to both the LG C10 and the Samsung Q90T. I know this because I've done some comparisons which are still in the works. But that raises the issue of having an OLED TV as a PC monitor, and I really would not recommend it unless you take some steps to limit the potential of burn-in happening. So because there are so many static elements on a desktop, you would have a very high risk of having burn-in. So things that you would need to do is, having a very short interval for the desktop to be changed, the desktop wallpaper, and also hiding all your icons and start menus and all of that. So that is a step you'd have to take, but that's if you're doing PC gaming. For regular gaming, burn-in is not a concern, at least not as far as I'm concerned. Now, let me know your thoughts about gaming on this TV or OLEDs in general in the comments, and what do you think about gaming on the TV, because I personally really liked it. So make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications enabled, because the gaming comparison with the LG C10 and the Samsung Q90T are still yet to come, and those are bound to be very interesting, not just because I play these games really well, which I do not, but because they're just interesting. I mean, I'm alright, right? I'm not that bad. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and of course subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been your friend and neighborhood Villaman saying be safe and peace.